KHAMZAT Chimaev recently took a shot at Sean Strickland by referencing his troubled past with his late father. In a social media post, Chimaev suggested that Strickland's issues stem from his upbringing, implying that his father either showed him no love or too much of it. The comment was seen as a personal attack, igniting a heated exchange between the two fighters. Strickland, never one to back down, responded by accusing Chimaev of selling his integrity for personal gains and aligning himself with Chechen leader Ramzan Kadyrov. The back and forth has only added fuel to the fire, as both fighters continue to exchange verbal jabs ahead of their potential clash. Sean Strickland wasted no time in clapping back at Chimaev's personal attacks. The outspoken UFC fighter took to social media and called Chimaev a crypto scammer, alleging that he is involved in fraudulent cryptocurrency ventures. Strickland didn't stop there. He also criticized Chimaev's ties with Ramzan Kadyrov, claiming that Chimaev has compromised his values for financial and political gains. The rivalry between the two has intensified, with fans speculating whether this war of words will lead to an eventual fight inside the octagon.
To answer your question about the little Chechen prostitute, let's set the record straight. This man fled his country. He went to Sweden. He had a great life. Australia welcomes a lot of immigrants, and I respect you, but the immigrants in Australia assimilate and become Australian, and goddamn, I respect you all for that. But this man goes back to Chechnya, sucks off a dictator, sucks him off, lets his son beat him up, and the leash got too tight. Too many G-Wagons. He was collected on. And when it came down to go a little deeper and suck a little more, this little fucking pussy ran to somewhere in the Middle East. And then he goes and sells a Bitcoin scam. Chimaev can fight, but sir, you are not a fucking man. The world knows you as not a man. You will never be a fucking man, you little Chechen whore.
LLIA Topuria and his brother Alexandre were recently seen training together as Alexandre prepares for his UFC debut. The bond between the Topuria brothers has been a key factor in their training camps, with LLIA showing full confidence in his younger sibling's abilities. Many in the MMA community, including fellow fighters, have praised Alexandre's skills, with some even suggesting that he could follow in his brother's footsteps and make a strong impact in the UFC. The Topuria brothers continue to train relentlessly, determined to cement their place in the sport. LLIA Topuria and merab dvalishvili recently joined forces in Sydney, Australia, for an intense training session. In a video circulating on social media, Topuria can be seen complimenting Merab, calling him the best. Their training session highlights the respect and camaraderie between the two fighters, despite competing in different weight classes. With both fighters being known for their high-energy fighting styles, fans are excited to see how this collaboration will influence their future performances inside the octagon. UFC middleweight Dricus du Plessis recently shared his thoughts on merab dvalishvili's relentless pace inside the cage. In an interview, du Plessis praised Merab's unmatched cardio, stating that his ability to maintain a high work rate for 5 rounds is something most fighters struggle to keep up with. Dvalishvili has built a reputation as one of the hardest-working athletes in the UFC, often overwhelming opponents with his pressure and endurance. With this recognition from a top middleweight contender, Merab's stock continues to rise in the bantamweight division.
In today's time, people are so fit, where the pressure can be so immense, like a guy like Merab. Firstly, that guy's cardio needs to be studied. I don't know how he does it. It is incredible to see, motivating, in fact, because I like to think of my cardio as one of the best in the game. And Merab, when I watched that fight, it seemed unreal. It's really admirable to see somebody being able to push that hard for that long. It's incredible. So you can be as good as you want on the back foot, and you can catch guys. But if you get into, I think if you look at a guy like Sean O'Malley, how good he is on the back foot. You know, he caught Aljamain Sterling on the back foot. He caught a lot of guys moving backwards. But then you look at what Merab did to him. Merab just with that pressure. If you look at
Belal Muhammad recently added his voice to the growing controversy between KHAMZAT Chimaev and Sean Strickland. Muhammad sided with Chimaev, stating that Strickland's father was right to discipline him the way he did. Belal's comments were met with mixed reactions, with some agreeing that tough upbringing builds strong fighters, while others criticized the statement as insensitive. The feud between Strickland and Chimaev has now become even more heated, with other fighters taking sides, making it one of the most talked-about rivalries in the UFC today. LLIA Topuria has made a bold prediction ahead of his highly anticipated rematch with Alexander Volkanovski. Speaking to the media, Topuria confidently stated, "This time, I will submit Volkanovski." The featherweight contender believes he has the skills to dethrone the long-reigning champion and prove himself as the best in the division. Their first encounter was a hard-fought battle, and with Topuria's newfound confidence, fans are eager to see if he can back up his words when they meet again inside the octagon.
So if I stay in the 145 division, I will do that. I don't want to do it again because I like VOLK and I know what's going to happen if we face each other again.
You think it's the same thing?
Yeah, of course it's the same thing. You know, as I always say, I represent the new generation of mixed martial arts. I bring a different type of game that he's not used to. So I know what's going to happen. Maybe the next time, instead of knock him out, I will submit him. So maybe I'm going to change that to have different type of clips.
In a surprising move, Alex Periera was seen cornering Sean Strickland during his training camp in Australia. Despite their past rivalry, with Periera famously knocking out Strickland in 2022, the two seem to have developed mutual respect. Periera's presence in Strickland's corner has sparked speculation about a potential alliance, as the former middleweight champion helps Strickland sharpen his striking skills. With Periera's experience and technical expertise, Strickland could benefit greatly in his preparation for future bouts. Fans are intrigued by this unexpected partnership and what it might mean for Strickland's next fight. There have been ongoing rumors about a potential grudge between Alex Periera and Dricus du Plessis. Some fans believe that Periera does not see eye to eye with the South African middleweight contender, especially after du Plessis made comments downplaying Periera's achievements in the division. However, when asked about it in a recent interview, Periera remained diplomatic, stating that he respects all fighters but is willing to fight anyone if necessary. While there is no outright hostility, tension remains between the two, and a potential fight between them in the future could settle any lingering animosity inside the octagon.